Spend about 15, 20 minutes just kind of bringing you up to speed with things that are going on in the world. Obviously, I'm going to assume you're all paying attention to what's going on. The world politically is changing dramatically. We are moving towards a fascist world government. Individual liberties and rights are disappearing all the time. In fact, here in the United States, the only reason we have a Bill of Rights is because of the Second Amendment, because they haven't figured out how to get the guns. The Constitution is essentially gone. They're doing whatever they want, whenever they want, regardless of the boundaries and the chains that the Constitution limited them to. We have a world financial crisis. All of these things are done as a matter of control. And essentially what we have is we've had a global government for some time, actually, but now they're just becoming more and more overt about it because they feel so confident that they have everybody exactly where they want them. The next couple of years are just going to be absolutely amazing. It's going to seem like 50 years, all the changes that are going to occur. In the end, however, we will look back at it and say, my God, what a blessing. Because clearly what we're doing and what we have created for ourselves isn't working. It has only detached us so much, not only from the earth, but from who we actually are as souls, as beings. So it's not sustainable in any way, shape, or form. You realize the conditioning we've had for Armageddon to believe that Armageddon had to occur, that there had to be an end of the world, that there had to be a final judgment of everything we've done, that it only makes perfect sense that this would be the steps that we would take to get to that place, to prove ourselves right. The truth is, we don't have to create any of that. Okay? It's an opportunity for us to take a look at these possible scenarios and say, you know what, I don't want that. I'm done with that. Okay? I'm choosing this, and then we can start to build and create something different. And that's literally where we are as a society, as a humanity. Okay? In service to each other, we will remain free. And it's about freedom. All of this is about freedom. Free will and freedom. True liberty. Earth was never meant to be a slave planet. You were never meant to be slaves. And you should absolutely resist going there, because it is not who and what we are. I can't say it any simpler than that. Now, it doesn't mean that you just turn the other cheek, and it doesn't mean that you don't stand up for yourself. You have to do nothing, to say nothing. You're condoning the actions of others. That doesn't mean you have to march, but what you should do is make the choice. Send your intention out every day, every moment that something comes your way that you're not happy about. Send an intention to change that situation. It will create a sphere of energy, of conscious energy, which is happening already around the world. Is ending. Life, the way we have lived, is going to be changing. Okay? It could happen very quickly. It could happen somewhat gradually. Gradually would be better. But right now, it looks like it's going to be happening quickly. Now, is the world going to end? No, it's not going to end. That's not our destiny. We didn't work this hard and go through this much crap just to have it end. Okay? No, that's not how it's going to go. But there is going to be change. And it's going to be physical as far as our bodies. It's going to be physical as far as the earth. And I think psychically, that's going to be the biggest challenge for everyone. Because we have lived a predominantly material life, only to find out that all the energy we put into investing in creating a material life has done nothing to fill the voids. Okay? Okay, well, let's just suppose. So let's suppose you now knew for a fact that we had a year and a half to 2 years. No one knew who was going to make it. You didn't know where the safe places were. What would you do different with your life? What would you do with those last 2 years? Would you start selling real estate? Right? Would you become an artist? Would you allow yourself to fall in love again? Would you allow yourself to give forgiveness that you've been denying someone? Would you want to heal old relationships? Would you want to write a book? Would you want to travel? Would you want to learn to swim? I mean, whatever. What would you do differently if you knew you had 2 years? Now, I'm talking about as a planet. Now, individually, people face these realities every day through disease, cancer, and the such. You know? And they're the bravest people in the world because they know. They've been given a diagnosis that's terminal. Many don't die, but others do. But they live with that every day. And every day, they have the courage to get up and keep doing whatever it is that they want to do. What would we do differently as a society, as a global planet? This is not just an American issue. Why do you have to pay to live on a planet you were born on? Okay? And that question still haunts me to this day. The changes that are coming are going to be nothing short of profound. Now, I know there's a lot of talk about 2012. I don't know the exact dates. I don't think anybody does because we are still creating our future. We're creating it every day, every moment, individually and collectively. But there are some remarkable things that are coming out, not only in science, medicine, where quantum physics, and there are many wonderful speakers here at this show who are talking about that, and there are many other people out there in the world talking about these things, where they're literally proving that there is so much more to us than we've ever imagined. For a lot of you, it's like, duh, we already knew that. You know, we've been beating that horse for years, trying to get people to come into that place, to finally get it. Okay? Well, miraculously, people are starting to get it. At least they're asking the questions, which is huge. Okay? They're open to the idea of, well, maybe there is more to this. The natural part is this. When the Earth moves through the galactic plane, the Schumann resonance of the planet is going to change. It is going to become much, much higher than what it is right now. All indigenous life on the planet will then have to change its harmonic frequency to match that of Earth. Many species will not be able to. A lot of human beings will not be able to. But those that do, it'll be a natural transition into what we know as fourth density. And in some respects, and there isn't just one way to express yourself. This is a very touchy subject, which is why I'm bringing it up first, regarding spirituality. Okay, these are not religions. These are not dogmas. These are things that you will be able to test yourself, prove to yourself about yourself. Okay? It'll be about the science of the soul. Hard physical proof that you do exist as a soul. So there's no more question. You know you live beyond. You know that you retain consciousness. You know that you have cellular memory. And the reason you have cellular memory in your bodies is because of your soul. Because if we cannot let go of the dogma, we cannot embrace other possibilities. Because what we're going to find out is that many of the dogmas that we have held as cherished truths were false all along. And we have been building civilization on lies. And that's why none of it has held up. If you protect your freedoms, you are stating to everyone, including yourself, I am responsible. And that is the number one priority to taking the next step forward into advanced material. So that's the big concern. Will we make that leap? Will we let go of having to be right in order to know what the truth is? So, once you've come to that place of realizing what you don't want in your life, you can actually begin the work of building what you do want. Because intention is everything. Okay? And you have to have intent in order to create anything, even ourselves. There had to be the initial intention to want to experience, to want to create physicality, to want to leave eternity to come down. A resurgence of spirituality. This whole thing about relearning Mother Earth and living in harmony, and finally, giving the indigenous cultures their due and their acknowledgement because they were right all along. Okay? We were wrong. Civilized, industrial civilizations, they're not in balance. It's not to say they can't be, but what we've created is completely out of balance and has pushed the earth to her limit. So we have to give them their due. It's simply love your life. You can't say it any better than that.